Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center here to congratulate you on your Salem Cruise Lite 263 BH XL travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it and show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite and a few things to take into consideration when camping. On your campsite, leave plenty of room for this awning to come in and out. Over on your off campsite, of course your slide. But besides your slide, I also want you to think about where your power water connections are going to be. Your power, the power cord itself actually stores inside the unit. Toward the rear of the unit on your off campsite or your driver's side of your tow vehicle. And then your water is going to plug in right at the rear of the unit. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive, get your hitch unhooked. First thing we do is level our unit. Your unit comes with a power tongue jack. Night docking light, should you arrive at night, simply raise or lower the unit until you're level. Now should you lose power, under this here is a manual override, so you can get this up and down with a hand crank. It's in your storage. Just in case you lose power, speaking of power, check your battery post now and then. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose going down the road. Once we got our unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. Now your unit is equipped with power stabilizing jacks, front and rear. As I hit extend, I am going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop in the summer. Put them down and then run these down just until they're taut. Once you feel like it's going to start to lift your unit, show you the same in the rear. Remember, our unit's already level. All we're trying to do at this point is stabilize it. So run these down just until they're taut, just until you feel like it's going to start to lift the unit, and then stop, and our unit will be level and stable. Now we can hook up our power and water. Again, big long 30 amp cord stores inside your unit. Just manually pull them out, and then when you leave the campsite, push it all right back up in there. At the end of that 30 amp service, should you need to plug into a 110, and your convenience pack will be a 30 to 15 amp reducer. Got your power hooked up. Let's hook up our water. At campsites, you will hook up to city water connection, which is right by your spare tire on the rear of the unit. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in the unit. Always use this because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. Hook that up, hook up your hose, but don't turn our hose on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. Yours is located over on the off camp side. Yours is located right around the corner here. And all we're doing at this point, folks, make sure our drain plug's back in. Throw some plumber's tape around that like we did. Get your rod and your plug back in there. Once that's in there, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. After your hose has been on for a little bit, go inside and deploy your slide if you need to. I need you to get in there and open up all your water taps. Open up your water taps, get a nice steady flow of water going through them. Get all the air out of your lines. Once you got water steady going through them, shut them off, and you'll know that your hot water heater is full at that point, and you can turn on your hot water heater indoors. If for some reason your hot water heater doesn't seem to be working, come out and make sure that These aren't bubbled up. If they are, simply press them back in. They're reset. And then check your pressure release to make sure that you've actually got some water in there. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to go dry camping, or boondocking as they call it. In that case, we're going to fill up our fresh water tank. Yours is located right by the entry doorway. No need for a water pressure regulator here. We're going to gravity fill this with a hose. Two ways to tell when it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here, or two on the inside where you check the levels of your tanks. There's a freshwater read. Keep an eye on that. Don't leave this unattended while you're filling it. Once it is full, remove that hose, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when using city water. That's already pressurized. All right, we're all set up with power and water. We're ready to camp. Let me go ahead and walk you around the rest of the outside of the unit here. Starting here on your campsite, we've got some power down here, a couple of 110s. Again, your freshwater tank, a couple of outdoor speakers, and a vent for your microwave. A access panel and condensation drip for your fridge. That's the flue for your furnace. A couple things on that, make sure it's never blocked. And two, if you are running it, steer clear of it. It does get hot. Down below your freshwater area is your freshwater drain. That'll dump your fresh water tank. On your awning here, you do have a pitch adjust. If it's raining and your picnic table's at the other end here, pull down on this. That will tilt your awning away and run your rainwater away from your camp area. This will hold your door back by hooking on here. There's your general low point drain. Got a spare tire. I recommend getting a cover for it. It does help with the dry rotting. Help prevent it. City water connection again. You're also prepped for a backup camera. You can get a backup camera and attach it to that. Piece will set on the dash of your tow vehicle and give you a backup camera for the unit. Cable and satellite will plug in here. Again, your hot water heater. Down here is where we'll dump our black wastewater and gray tanks. Again, your power. Coming down your slide. Coming to the front of your off-camp side, you've got your pass-through storage. Coming up front, the propane does have a cover and a regulator. Left you loosey to open. I get ready to throw a battery on that for you. You've got your hitch work started. Again, check your battery post now and then. You do have some levels right here. There's your hitch work. You are pre-prepped for solar. You can plug your solar panel right there and that will trickle charge your batteries. That about covers everything out here. Go take a look on the inside. Coming up inside your unit, first thing I always point out is fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway. To my left as I come in, my control panel. So there's your brand new battery. There's your fresh water. That's the button I said to hold down to tell when your potable water is full. Black and gray tanks. Down here is where you turn on your water pump if using that potable water. Your water heater. Lights, interior and exterior. Awning and slide controls. On your awning, it's wet right now, but you only want to run your awning out until you can see your bar and your flap will fall down. Go ahead and run that back in. As I'm running that back in, talk about 110 here. Here's a remote that will bring in your awning, your slides, quite a few mechanisms on that. We'll go over that shortly. Awning's closing up. In your entry doorway also is an antenna. The awning in, shut off our awning lights. Which one is that? And continuing unit. To my right is going to be a Roku TV. Remote Velcro to the wall here. If you know Roku TV, you know you just go through and set up all your channels. Shut that off, put that Velcro back. Sound system remote for that too. I'll do it by hand. See if I can pick up a local channel here, hit a scan. So I'm gonna turn this down. Dual zoned, indoors, shut it off, or just outdoors. Indoors and outdoors. Different modes, AM, FM, Bluetooth compatible. Nice sound system. Down below is your storage. Coming in to your living room, you have a jackknife sofa. Simply lift that up. That'll lay down to make a bed. Lift up the front, pull it back towards you, and you're back to a sofa. Your table, simply lift this table up, off from these legs. Remove those legs. Set your table on this lip right here, all the way around. Throw a couple of these back cushions on top. That'll give you another sleeping quarters. Above your dinette is your smoke alarm. Both of your bunk areas have their own individual lighting. Teddy bear bunks. Down by your bunks is your breaker box and fuses. A handful of 15s in there. I see a 5, a 20, a 40. A little variety. I highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. Continuing to swing into my left by my bathroom door on the floor is your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mentioned that's 12 volt, that is always running off your battery. So if you are out boondocking, dry camping, nothing plugged in charging your battery, disconnect the battery to keep this from running your battery down while you're gone. Above that is going to be our thermostat. Let's turn the air on. Turn that down, get the air to crank up. You'll see a quick dump on this as well. Opens this right up for a quick blast of cold air. You notice when I shut the AC off, it shuts off rather quickly. Now when I turn on the the furnace, you'll notice that after it comes on and I shut it off, it's going to take a few minutes for the fan to shut off before it actually cycles through. Big pantry area. See if you're running here. Your fridge, 2 settings, auto. Auto means when you're plugged in, you're running off electricity. As soon as you unplug, you're on gas. Lift up on this button, now you're running off gas. And if that light comes on, check your gas. Auto is normally how you're going to want to do that set. Got a self-explanatory microwave. Got a light and fan. Above your cooktop, this glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Fold that back. I'm not sure if I turn your gas on or not. Turn the light. There you go. I'll light up all 3 of these for you. Show all your burners working. Your oven does have a pilot light to light. Storage. Entertainment center we went through. Coming back up into our bedroom. Make sure that both your doors are snapped open for travel. A little storage underneath your bed. Lifts up, access to outdoor storage. And you also have a safe down here with a key in it. Lastly, I'm going to go back to your bathroom. A couple things to mention in here. You have a hand crank open exhaust vent here. Gotta find it off here. 110 with GFCI reset. Lighting here. A little plumbing to maintain. It's PEX nowadays. Just keep an eye on it. Access panel there. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. And remember to lock this door when you're traveling. That about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. Start by locking that door and shutting off your bathroom light and making sure that that vent is closed. Any other vents we have in this unit? We don't. Just like to make sure all vents are closed. Any accent lighting that you know you had to turn on yourself. Easy way to do that. Come to my control panel, shut my lights off and look around. All of these are one-touch lighting. Same thing in our bedroom. Shut these lights off. Then go back to my control panel. Turn on my living room lights and say doors and drawers. Walk through your unit. Make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede your slide from coming in. Batten down all the hatches. Make sure all your drawers are actually snapped closed, not just laying open, so nothing will bounce out of them. Most importantly, this one, as your slide is going to come right past it. We're just going to press in to bring that slide in. I was going the wrong way. Press down to go in. Make sure your TV, if it swivels out, make sure it's on a back into the straight position here, so a slide won't touch it. See, that one comes in rather quickly. Shut my interior lights and exit the unit. On these steps, just make sure your exterior door is all the way open. Otherwise that will catch on it. Steps are also adjustable by this little cotter pin. You can bring that up and down. Set these inside. Set that in the middle, that locks that in. At this point, I'm going to open this back up and grab this remote to show you a few things with it. Because one of the highlights of this remote is that I can bring up and down my stabilizing jacks. We're going to turn this on. It's going to start bouncing through everything. Touch select. It has to warm up here. Okay, so I'm on main slide. I'm going to go over there real quick and just show you how you can run the slide out. I'll run that back in. So the same thing on our stabilizing jacks. I'm going to go over from awning down to front jacks. I'm going to press up. That's going to raise up my stabilizing jacks. So if we are out boondocking, we are going to dump our fresh water drain. Otherwise, we're going to unhook our power, our water, and our cable. Switch that to stabilizer and put it up. Again, unhook our water, our power, our cable. Bring up our stabilizing jacks. Hook up our hitch and head on up to the dump station. Now at the dump station, park accordingly. We'll turn this back in. You can also do some lights with this. Your dump is going to be all the way at the rear of the unit. That 10-foot hose comes with your convenience pack. Hook that up. First one we're going to pull is this black handle right back here in the middle. That's going to be your sewer outlet. Once it sounds like that's no longer draining, go inside and make sure it is empty. Once it is, go ahead and close that black. Then pull your left gray tank. That's going to be cleaner water, your sinks, your showers, and that'll clean your sewage hose out for you. When that's done, close that one and pull your other gray. Now while your last gray tank is draining, I like to go ahead and come on around and dump my low point drains. if I'm done camping for the season, I'll come to my hot water heater. That's some low plate drainage done. Lift up on this pressure release valve. Be careful, a little hot water will come out of there. When that's done, press that back down, otherwise your door won't close. And then you can pull your drain plug down there for your residual hot water. When that's done, close that last gray tank, take this sewage hose, come on up here, and conveniently and sanitarily store this in your bumper. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this for many years to come. Happy camping.